Okay, so I found this happened again. Like I have a few books that like I want to review and like recommend, and then I go look them up and I go, wow, they're out of print, and you know they're like a small fortune, right? But in any case, I can tell you about this book and what it talks about because I've read it, and it's about making like radionics and um machines, like little like things you make with like knobs and electronics and batteries to supposedly affect reality. Kind of like that other video I did about my machines you can build. This one's a little different, obviously. It contains like a whole section with like King of Solomon sigils, which I would never mess with. But I looked at them, they're interesting. And it also talks about how you don't really need the machines. Like it's really in your mind. You can make the stuff with cardboard and paper so long as you get your mind tuned into doing, I don't know, the thing that you're trying to do, whether it's to, you know, make something better or worse, or make something, make your garden grow, make your life better, help somebody's health, heal a friend. Um, there's something to it, you know. I'm not saying it's going to just work right off the bat, but what's interesting is this book I got for like $10 a long time ago. I would say 15 years ago. Okay. And now can't find it. And I also would say, as a recommendation to people, if you're bored, go to thrift stores, go to like places where they're just dumping books, because people are like not valuing books. Everybody thinks like Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you can find this in PDF format. You can. I'm not going to link to it, but I'll admit that that's true. But there's a lot of books that may never be in print again. And so you might, like, if you have the space for them, you might want to keep them. Get them and keep them. Uh, I have too many books, you know? It's like, yeah, and I can't read them all. Like, I buy them and hoard them, and then I, like, read, like, maybe a third of them. So, but this one I read cover to cover. I'm a nerd, and this one's really neat. It talks about making these little radionic machines, and if you go on like eBay and you type like radionics machine, you'll see people selling these things for like. I mean, I should get in this business. You could just put some knobs and some capacitors and a battery and an antenna on it and sell it for like $500. And as long as someone believes that it's going to do something for them, it can work. But in this book, it shows you how you can pretty much do that yourself. Like almost anyone. You don't need to do any soldering or electronics. You can do it with pieces of paper and cardboard. It just takes your brain or your mind, let's say, because the mind and the brain are not exactly the same thing. Um, to just focus on something and get into it good enough, and you'll probably get a result. So, but yeah, I would recommend if you find weird books, like if you see this thing in a thrift store, buy it, of course.